Chelsea fans, we all know that Chelsea needs a striker. So why isn't anybody talking about Emmanuel Emega? Some of you might not know the name, but it's a striker that is connected to Chelsea. You know, he plays for Strasbourg, and you can see, from these clips, he has a varying range of finishes. He's pacey, he's skillful, he can head the ball, he can finish, and that's what Chelsea needs. And he falls within the sort of age range in this new Chelsea model. I think he's between 19 and 20, so he fits in that regard as well. And he's an actual number nine, unlike a Matistel that is we're not quite sure if he's an out and out striker or he's a left winger or right winger, or he's someone that needs to be like a support striker to a main number nine. So you have all that confusion, and as well, he's not particularly keen to play for Chelsea. You know, we've had interest about Manchester United, we've had interest about from Dortmund, and if and the reports are he feels like Chelsea present the same situation he's trying to get away from at Dortmund, and I mentioned this in the previous video where you have so much competition in that left wing spot, and that for me is the issue. You know, if the left wing spot, if that's where he sees himself playing, then we don't actually need it because you have Jadon Sancho there, you've got Jason Sancho there, you've got your Pedro Neto there as well. So he may not want to play there, and that's the problem because Chelsea actually needs a striker. So Matty still, that is a problem. And if Chelsea will be able to get him, they have to convince him that he'll indeed be the striker. Now, when people say Emmanuel Mega, is it because he's eligible to play for Nigeria? Yeah, I'll be happy if he needs to play for Nigeria, but that's not the point. I think he's someone that Chelsea needs at this point in time because it makes sense. It makes financial sense. It matches the model, that Clear Lake slash Blueco, have been using in terms of recruiting of players. So, in my opinion, I think it makes complete sense to have, to at least take him on loan, have a cheeky loan for 6 months, have Emmanuel Omega in the Chelsea team, and let's see how he goes because he's proven that he can score goals, he can come up with assists. He scored 8 goals this season and with 2 assists in 14 games. So that's 10 goal contributions in 14 games. That's a lot. That's massive, in my opinion. In anyone's books, I'll tell you, look at he's shown that he has high football IQ. Look at how he makes sure, he takes the time to make that effort to ensure he's onside. Whilst you see with many young strikers, they just run, they just keep running because they have the pace and they get caught offside. He was very intentional about staying onside, and then and after the run, actually going on to come to score the goal. Because we've seen a lot this season with Nicholas Jackson, get the ball through 1v1, you miss the chance. You get the golden chance and you miss it. But I'm not saying he's a complete striker, he's still very, very young, but I think he's more suited to being a striker. So I think it could even help Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion, where you have Emmanuel Emega playing as a number nine, and then you have Jackson shifted to that left wing, which I think suits him more. If you take that burden away from Jackson, where you have to score every day, where he's expected to score every day and in every game, I think he can even shine playing that left wing. Who knows what's happened with Mikhailo Modric? I think he's pacey, he's powerful, he's got skill. We all know that about Nicholas Jackson, but it's just his finishing, his body technique, his box awareness, box presence, ability to finish in the box. That is Nicholas Jackson's main problem. So if you have a striker like Emmanuel Omega coming in, it could even be on a 6 months loan with an option to buy. I'm telling you, this is very easy to do. He, is already in the Blue Co family, so to speak, as he plays for Strasbourg, obviously. So that makes things a whole lot easier. I wonder what your thoughts are and opinions are on this player, on what I've said so far. Do you think it's something that Chelsea should indeed do? Because for me, if you're not going for the big boys like your Victor Siemens, your Harry Kane, your Lewandowski, and even maybe a Lukaku, which did not happen because we know the mess that it was. Came to Chelsea, and the whole craziness that led to him going to Napoli. Napoli eventually and playing and scoring goals there. So that's not even going to happen. So which other striker can you even sign? You know, at this time. So for me, I think Emmanuel Ega makes all the sense in the world. But I just wonder why more people aren't talking about, aren't speaking about him, aren't talking about it, because I think it would just be a very good solution, an easy to complete deal, in a non-complicated deal, get it done. He comes in, and for 6 months, you could say you having him on loan, with an option to buy maybe 25 million euros, come the summer. So if it works out, beautiful, and then you sign a very very good young striker on the cheap. But if it doesn't really work out, you can return back to Strasbourg. But I think it's something that can work out. What are your thoughts and opinions are on this player? And then finally, I want to say this is another player that Eric Chell should have a look at, because especially if he wants to go with this 4-3-2, a 4-3-1-2 formation, playing with two out and out center forwards, that opens up the room to have more, to have more strikers competing for those two spots. So, because if you're playing with one out and out striker, then it becomes a lot more difficult to, a lot more, should I say, condensed, tighter situation, for strikers to compete. But if you know as a striker you have two slots to compete for, then as a striker you know you can compete. And then as a selector, as for the coaches as well, you have to then open your eyes. You have to broaden your set, because you know you need to get more bodies in, and not just bodies but quality bodies in terms of actual quality strikers. I think he's a young striker, but I think he's got that quality. So, I know what your thoughts and opinions are. At this point, I've come to the end of this video. I'd like to say thanks for watching, but before you leave, make sure you like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified each time I go live or post a pre-recorded video on here. So at this point in time, say do have a splendid rest of your evening. Stay well and be good.